I come into class one day. I say, hey, we're skipping class. I have a van outside. Let's go. Ehler comes with us. I let him drive. I tell him where we're going. We drive north, and we cross the Virginia border. Come on. When we cross into Virginia, if you've been the south border, you realize you're in some mountains, and it's gorgeous. So picture this. We pass a sign that says, overlook ahead. And I say, hey, stop the car. We're getting out here. So we get out of the car. I say, follow me. And we walk up, and I just stand there, and I'm like, wow, this sign is incredible. And then somebody else might go, say Caleb, he looks at the sign, he goes, is that grade A steel? This is fantastic. And maybe Blake goes, I wonder how this sign got here. I don't know about you. That's not typically how I approach signs. But usually, when I see a sign, taken for instance, a sign that says overlook ahead, I drive past the sign, I get out at the overlook, I look out at the valley, and I go, wow, look at God's creation. And that's how signs are supposed to work. That's what signs are for. So, here's the cream. I have 2 creams. This is my first cream. Signs are not meant to point towards themselves. Signs point towards what's ahead. So John wrote his gospel in a semiotic fashion, which means he used signs. And I want to read the first sign. And I want to explore these 2 questions, because I believe that signs in the Bible, and John writes them, they beg you to ask 2 questions. 1, who is Jesus in light of this sign? And 2, where does this sign tell us Jesus is headed? So let's read. John 2, 1 through 11. On the 3rd day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus also was invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, they have no wine. And Jesus said to her, woman, what does this concern me? Now, I want to stop there and go ahead and say, that is not rude in the context. Anyways, woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. His mother said to the servants, do whatever he tells you. Now there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, fill the jars with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast. So they took it. And the master of the feast tasted the water, now become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. The master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, everyone serves the good wine first. And when people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now. This, the first of his signs, Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory. And his disciples believed in him. First, I have to give an anecdote. I don't like this translation, but this is my pretty Bible, so I brought it. I don't like that it uses the language of master here. I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't think master is the kind of word you want to use when it's not appropriate. I think that's why we need more translations that have people of color and blacks and minorities on the translation board. That's my anecdote. And so we continue on. And there's so much here that I want to unpack, but I have 1 minute left. So, who is Jesus in light of this story? One thing Jesus is he is somebody who is deeply concerned about the honor of others. And so how does he show this? Jesus initiates his journey to the cross by protecting the honor of an unnamed bridegroom. You know what else he does? He begins his hour, which I'm going to describe this hour in a second. He begins his hour by making a party more enjoyable for its guests. So where is Jesus going? This sign begins the first hour of his ministry, and it points to the hour when he will suffer and die. So this sign points to the cross. So to sum it up with my second cream, Jesus would suffer and die for your crime to bring you the good wine. So if you're new to the faith, or if you've yet to begin a walk with Christ and join him in the relationship he's offering you, I want you to know that's who Jesus is. He's the kind of person who will put his life on the line to give you the best celebration. And so if you've been walking with Christ for some time now, then I leave you with this question. How can we be more like Christ by dying to ourselves in order to celebrate our neighbor?